mother, it's time for another episode of Birds with Friends. Just a trio of feathery brethren, weathering any season to see the Eagles eat teams like Scrammy's top with cheese. It's Philadelphia. Bo, Sheil, and Zach kicking it cooler than 3 penguins till Zach runs off with his valet keys. He's a real nuanced goose. Pull up a branch, get loose. It's time for some juice on some
Birds with Friends.
The early bird gets the worm, but prefers getting turned like a turn on some
Birds with Friends.
Bo, Sheil, and Zach coming at you with stats and things, flapping their wings on
It's Tuesday meeting after they win by 36. Why did we say they ran for 350? How he was inactive? I don't give a
Hey, YouTube viewers, check out our sponsors in the description below the video. A great choice of intro from Marissa, taking it back to, of course, day 3 from last year's draft as we welcome you to Birds with Friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are 2 days away from the first round of the NFL draft. Bo Wolf, Zach Berman, Sheil Kapadia, lots to get to, and so we will get right to it. Zach, I start with you. Give me the breakdown, if you can, of the Sixers on-off court splits with James Harden.
So we should share with our listeners what that is. I sent an accidental text this morning to Bo and Sheil. Sorry, Marissa. I should have included you as well. I was sending it. I was sending a text to my brothers.
7:17 in the morning.
Yeah, that was like
that
was about an hour and a half into a text thread with my brothers about. We were talking about the Sixers, obviously, as a lot of people in Philadelphia were. They were wondering what the advanced metrics were of Harden on the court versus off the court. And so I pulled that up and I sent them the screenshot of it. That's the extent of it. And the net rating without Harden, a small sample size, but not very encouraging for Sixers fans right now.
What was the how did the conversation conclude? How did the Berman brothers fare? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Big Game James?
The conversation is still going on. Honestly, this has been it just goes on throughout the day. My wife actually jokes like, you know, have you spoken to so and so today? And I'm like, yeah, I have, and she thinks we're talking about like pertinent stuff with the family, but really it's the Sixers or like how's Kate Cavalli doing in the minors, things like that.
Yeah, that's exactly how those conversations go.
Yes.
That's how you stay in touch. All right, we have a lot to get to. We will close the show with a special draft edition of Swooper Soarcasting. We have the Owl You Know draft, in which Zach, Sheil, and I draft the 30 players, 10 each, who we think are the most likely players in this draft class to end up on the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll do a little tribe called Crest, throwing it back to last year's pre-draft show in which we talked through some of the scenarios for the Eagles in the first round. But Sheil, there is one piece of business that we have to do right before the draft begins. We got to get it in. We have to determine who is going to be the official wide receiver of Birds with Friends in this draft class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of your games or what we do every year. Like this morning, excuse me, this morning I was looking for clarification on what we're doing, and you're like, yeah, we each pick 10 players. Like, so I have to have 30 players ready. And then you're like, yeah, we do this every year. I don't recall doing it. I thought we did.
A two-time defending champion.
I thought we did. Now, who did I have last year? I had Milton Williams. You told me.
Yes, Milton Williams. I had Devontae Smith, but you get more points for getting them later.
Okay, and who did I have the year before?
The year before you hit 2. It was very
in
impressive.
My mock draft the year before I hit 3. You know, I give myself a lot of. I pump myself up for Driscoll, but you know, Kayvon Wallace. Listen, when you're getting picks right like me, you just forget about it. You just nailed the Kayvon Wallace.
That's right.
And of course, as we all recall, Eagles fans took Sheil's. The Eagles front office took Sheil's advice on Jalen Reagor, which is problematic in Eagles history.
Maybe Kayvon Wallace too, which is maybe problematic as well. But I don't remember any of this stuff, Bo. So I've been, you know, I had a choice about an hour ago. I said I can shower and shave here, get ready for the pod, or I can try to come up with some names here and try to win this bad boy for the third year in a row. So I am really just throwing darts. but I think that will be fun. I've got some names here. I couldn't even tell you position or school. I don't know where I got them from, but I have a list. So yeah, looking forward to that. The official wide receiver of Birds with Friends. I don't know. Who's in the running here, do you think?
Let's go.
You want to do this first?
Let's go blind right now. We're going to count down from 3. Everybody say one name of a non-first round receiver.
I'm not prepared to do this.
You're not prepared for this? Oh, okay.
No, do this at the end. Give me some time. We'll talk through a lot of stuff. Maybe in one of our exercises, you will name a wide receiver, and I'll go, oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I kind of like that guy. I have nothing on like the day 3 guys. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing the next 24 hours or so. But I know Coach Flynn has been helping us. So yeah, let's do that at the end. Let's get to the good
fair enough. Let's talk through some of these scenarios. Now, I have said that my expectation is for the Eagles to trade up from 15 and trade.
And just to be clear, this is a necessary exercise when we're doing a 30-player draft and a Swooper Sorecasting.
This is just
talk through what exercises.
This is just
scenarios?
Big picture thoughts about the Eagles going to the draft. I mean,
Marissa, when's your flight? What time?
I have to leave for the airport at 4:30 tomorrow.
All right.
So I got all
Marissa's
night.
been working all day. She's probably got more work to do after this. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Make it
a lot
snappy.
of talk in the comments about how haggard I look. Did you just wake up? And I think those are fair. I have been scrambling, trying to get my computer working. I'm working on AirPods because the mic is not connected. I need a new computer. I tried to sign on 35 minutes early to get it going. Had to restart like 4 times. So you know what? Yeah, I am a little bit haggard. I am a little bit frustrated. This is going to be a weird show, okay? I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it for you people.
You need to pull it together. I mean, the draft hasn't even started yet. This is supposed to be Saturday night.
We got
when you
Jane
get a little,
home this
little
week,
loopy.
which is adding another complication to the to the goings on here at the Wolf household. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right. Let me just pose a couple of questions to you, both of you. Would you, if you were Howie Roseman, give up 15 and 51? Would you trade your second round pick in order to move up to draft any of Kayvon Thibodeau if he falls, Derek Stingley if he falls, and I think those are Sauce Gardner if he happens to be the cornerback who falls.
No, Kyle Hamilton is not in this?
I think Kyle Hamilton is a separate discussion. I think he's more of a third round pick trade up to more the like 11, 12 type area.
Okay, this is 15 to what?
This is, let's call it 8.
15 to 8.
Or 6.
Right,
Now,
I
will tell you that in the Beat Writer mock draft, which I believe comes out tomorrow, the Panthers, who are sitting at 6 and don't have any picks until I think the 4th round after that, they were willing to accept a little bit less than full price. And so I moved up from 15 to 6 to take Trayvon Walker, who slid to 6, only giving up a second round pick. And I think that Howie Roseman would do that. But I don't think I think he's less likely to actually get to 6. So let's just say the 6 to 8 range, 6 to 9 range, maybe. Would you give up a second round pick to take any of Thibodeau, Stingley, Sauce Gardner?
I am a firm yes on Kayvon Thibodeau. You know, if he is, if he's a weirdo who is a terrible person, and these teams are going to let him pass. I mean, it's been so vague as we've discussed the Kayvon Thibodeau conversation about what he's actually doing to rub these teams the wrong way. This was a guy who was considered the top overall pick as recently as late November. I see the upside. I see a guy who, the best version of him. You're getting some Khalil Mack type player there. So I am a yes on Kayvon Thibodeau.
I would do the same thing for Kayvon Thibodeau, and presumably in that scenario, you're trying to jump the New York Giants, right? You're thinking that let's say that the Giants take an offensive tackle, and you think they're going to come back and take Thibodeau or take a different edge there, and you want to get in front of them. I would like that. Now, I do think that in that trade up tier, there are enough guys that my preference, if I were Howie Roseman, would be trading to 10 with the Jets or maybe 8 with the Falcons and holding on to that second and giving up one of your thirds. Right. That would be my preference. But if it framed the way you did, your first and your second, if it gets you Kayvon Thibodeau, who I think is of the talent to be the number 1 pick in the draft, I would do such.
And as we've talked about, I think the extra variable here is having 18. It's easier said than done to be able to trade down from 18. You need somebody who wants to come up, but I think that having 18 allows you to be a little bit more aggressive than you would otherwise want to be. We have talked for a while about and Sheil has written about the folly of thinking better, and trading up for a non-quarterback is usually a bad idea. But I think having 18 maybe changes that calculus a little bit. And so I would give up 51 to go get Thibodeau. I don't think that I would do it for one of the corners, but I would really think about it. I mean, I love Stingley, but I think I would probably wait and hope that somebody else is there to move up for with a third.
I think I agree with that. I'm on the fence. I mean, I really could be convinced either way. If you guys felt strongly by the time you ended talking, I could easily change my mind.
And if I had the knowledge ahead of time that I had a good deal set up for 18 to move back, I knew that I had that potentially locked in, then I probably would do it for Stingley or Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
I think Howie's going to need to be able to read the room here, right? And you need to see how quarterbacks, or I should say when quarterbacks are going off the board. If Carolina picks at 6 and a quarterback doesn't go, and let's say Atlanta's picking at 8 and a quarterback doesn't go, and all of a sudden 8 players have gone and no quarterbacks, then I think Howie needs to be aggressive. He needs to be in trade up mode because there's a chance you might not get one of your targets. But if a quarterback goes 6 or a quarterback goes 8 or a quarterback goes 9, then let the board come to you, because I do think good players are going to drop. Really, this is one of those odd years where there could be 2 quarterbacks who go in the top 10. There could be 0 quarterbacks who go in the top 10, and that changes the entire pattern of the draft.
All right, let's move on to the next little section. Would you give up a third-round pick, the first of your third-round picks? So that's 83, I think it is. Would you give up the first of those in order to move up to the 11-12 area for Jordan Davis, Kyle Hamilton, Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, I'll jump in here. Yes, on Kyle Hamilton. I think the delta between Hamilton and the next safety is significant. And I think he's worthy of that. Maybe on Jordan Davis, but I would rather stand still on Jordan Davis unless you have information that Baltimore or Minnesota is going to take him. I would try to get Jordan Davis at 15. No on the receivers, because I think that there are this is a deep receiver class, and it takes a certain amount of hubris to think that that one of these guys is head and shoulders above the other, that you should trade a pick to get him. And I don't think there's going to be a drop-off where you are. This is not like the year where there's the drop-off after Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, and you're trying to get one of those 3.
Yeah, the drop-off to Justin Jefferson. To
Good point.
your point.
Good point.
It's
Yeah.
a drop off from Justin Jefferson to everybody else now,
right.
apparently, it turns out. I would do it for Hamilton. I would not do it for Jordan Davis. And the wide receivers, I would be, so this isn't good podcasting, but I could probably be convinced either way. I mean, I really like both those guys. I love the upside with Jameson Williams. He is my favorite wide receiver. So I could, you know what? I'd probably say a yes on Jameson Williams, even though I would want someone on my staff to talk me out of it and say, Sheil, you're talking about drafting for volume and not being too confident. And now you're going up there for a guy who's coming off a knee injury. So you could talk me out of it. But my initial thing would probably be yes. And I think I would say no to Garrett Wilson. But if someone else on my staff felt really strong about it, I could probably be talked into that one.
I figured Sheil was trading up to 6 for Travis Jones. So,
oh, how dare you!
and then trading up from 18 for Nick Bonito.
I hope Travis Jones is a 5-time All-Pro, and Marissa will cut that clip and we'll play it in the intro. All right.
Okay. Just for the record, I think I would do it for Hamilton, especially once again having 18. I think I probably wouldn't do it for Jordan Davis, and I would. I have Garrett Wilson ranked ahead of Jameson Williams, but I feel like Jameson Williams has the more unique skill set. If you had him ranked number 1, then maybe I would do it. And again, try to trade back from 18.
Out of
Okay.
curiosity, if the Eagles did acquire Kyle Hamilton, how soon after they acquire him would your Hamilton jokes jump the shark? Like your songs, your references to the play.
I thought you were
Well,
going to
the
ask.
thing you
I
the thing you
I
have
thought
to
you
know
were going
about
to
me
ask
is that
me
it's not
how
about
long.
jumping the shark. It's about jumping it, coming back for it to still be funny again, and then jumping it again.
I thought you were going to ask me how long until I start ripping the Johnny Gans and the coaching staff for how they have no idea what to do with
Right.
Kyle Hamilton, and he's just standing 20 yards off the ball, not doing anything. Because that would
you
probably
could-
happen pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe week 2.
And of course, read your mock draft from today. That gets another shot at Johnny Gann's safety philosophy in there. Okay, now let me give you this scenario. You're on the
Oh, we're
clock
still
at
going
15.
on this. My God,
Yeah,
really?
We got it. Oh, this is the preview
Okay.
of what's going to happen Thursday night.
Okay.
Yeah,
We've been doing that for a couple months now, but
You're on the clock at 15. You tried to wait it out, and none of those guys fell. All 6 of them are gone.
Ooh,
Jordan Davis is gone.
That's
The
a
wide
bad
rec-
scenario.
It's not that far fetched.
Yeah.
If the quarterbacks don't go, I think it's very likely that could be the case. And you can't trade down. Who's your pick? Who's your settle worst case scenario Justin Chase pick?
do you have a name? I'm trying to look at. I mean,
Yeah,
don't know.
well, I mean,
You're not
who's on the
telling me
board?
who's available.
You're-
Yeah,
Like,
you're
is
talking-
Jermaine Johnson
you're-
there?
You're
Is
talking.
is Jermaine Johnson on the board?
No, he's not.
I mean, someone. So, let's see here. I mean, Jermaine Johnson would be the one I'd be talking about there.
I mean, I guess
I
this is
think
the ranking
like-
that we did in the first round. You could just check that out. But
Garrett. Well, I think Garrett Wilson. So he's not on the board. I mean, at some, I would say Dax Hill, although I think Dax Hill is more of a candidate for 18. But someone's going to be there now. Probably the answer for the Eagles would be Trent McDuffie, and I don't want to be like we have something coming out tomorrow with our superlatives, and Trent McDuffie's the guy who like I don't get it in terms of I think he's a fine player, and if he's Jerry Alexander, great outcome for the Eagles. But as we spoke about with Deontay, I want my top 20 corners to have elite traits, and I don't know if he has elite traits.
well, I
Wait,
think
is
that
Jordan
is
Davis on the board or no?
no.
I mean, this
No.
is really a strange exercise. Okay.
He's got like 20 guys
It's not
off
a
the
strange
board here at
exercise.
15.
This is the thing. This is literally what they're doing. This is what they talk
Yes.
through. Like what could happen? What do we do? And this is
looks
why.
like-
Go ahead.
No, I'm looking at the piece we did for The Athletic, and if I just stick with that, I think I would be going with Traylon Burks or
Okay.
Dax Hill.
Okay. And this is why I've been thinking about like Howie Roseman, in October and November, it felt like the Eagles might have 3 top 10 picks. Like he was thinking this could be a monster year. And for him to be sitting there now and like looking at the possibility of coming out of this draft with like Trent McDuffie and George Karlaftis or something like that, I think is like weighing on him that he does not want that to happen. Now, he did the patient thing with the Saints trade. I am convinced that he is committed to coming out of this draft with someone who he considers a possible future Pro Bowler. And like, I don't think McDuffie hits that. And that's why I really do think he is ready to move up from 15 to get one of like the Hamiltons, Thibodeau, Stingley if they fall, Jordan Davis even I think he might be willing to trade up for. I think that he is not going to sit there at 15 and let this draft pass him by and he ends up with Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, I could see that, especially like you said, because he may have something worked out where he can move out of 18 if somebody else is there. So he may look at it. He would love a little buzz on the broadcast of, oh boy, how he's wheeling and dealing. Look at it. On the left side, he took this and he turned it into this on the right side. And oh my gosh, unbelievable job out of Howie Roseman, which would be fine. That would be fine if they did that.
Yeah, totally. I have one other draft take that I want to get off my chest. It's not even a draft
you
take.
can't get it off on any of the other
No,
7
no,
exercises
this
we're
is more
doing.
of a-
Okay,
this is
just
more of
making
a
sure.
Big picture. This is a big picture Eagles take. We have talked for a while about how the greatest gift the Eagles have is that they play in the NFC East. I'm not willing. I don't want to crown what's his name, Joe Schoen.
Shane.
Shane.
Is that Shane?
Shane.
Joe Shane.
No, Shane
but
Shellen.
Shane Shillen. But like the Giants are like they were a joke franchise because of Gettleman. And I know Zach wants to tell us about the overflowing class of that organization. But the thing that you can say about the ownership is that they probably are willing to stay out of the way a little bit. If Joe Shane is a competent general manager, or at least like maybe an above average general manager, like having 2 top 10 picks, the Giants are not like they could be in interesting shape to make this not a 2-team race in the division. That's all.
Well, the take Bo needed to get off is the Giants are back, baby. Oh my gosh, I want to
get
this.
ahead. I'm trying to get ahead of this before like the Giants draft like Evan Neal and Sauce Gardner, and everyone's like, oh, look at the Giants. I'm just saying, like, you know, they're not Washington where they have no chance of ever sustaining success.
Yeah, and they also had, you know, if you're looking at, and they also had maybe the worst coach in the NFL last year. So if Dayball's like an average coach, that could be a jump also. But yeah, no, I don't actually want to get in on this because I think you'll get ribbed enough for this take. So I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what Bo's talking about. That's Bo Wolf Mara to you.
That's right.
Would you rather? I'm curious though.
Woodpecker.
Oh, I like this
This is the
question.
last
I can
one.
already tell it's going to be good.
Yeah. Would you rather the Giants situation in the draft or the Jets situation in the draft? Would you rather 5 and 7, or would you rather, what is it, 4 and 10? And the reason I ask that is because if you think there's like an elite player cutoff at 3 or at 4, and I think there was an exercise in the beat writer mock where the 4 guys that the Giants wanted went 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If I remember correctly.
It was 2 edges and then the 3 tackles. Like Cross was off the board, I think, right?
No, Cross. Well, I mean, I don't want to give away the mock, but I think
That's
there
who
were
he
4 guys.
I already gave away the important part.
So that's what I'm saying. Would you rather have 2 in the top 7, or would you rather have the?
I think I'd rather have 5
pick?
and 7.
Rather 5 and 7.
I thought you were going to ask if you could just trade the Eagles roster and assets right now for the Giants roster and assets. You get to keep your coaching staff, your front office, your ownership group. Would you make that trade right now?
I would take the Eagles.
Without thinking twice. You got 5 and 7, Bo. You just said Evan. You could fill an Evan Neal. You get your left tackle and a Derek Stingley right there.
I think the Eagles rosters.
How about future assets? Okay. Do the future assets matter?
Yeah, the future assets count. Like the future assets are a big factor in the in the Eagles side of the ledger.
2 firsts next year is important because neither team has a Okay.
All right. Let's take a little break. Give Sheil 2 minutes to finalize his dart throwing draft board, and then we'll come back with the Al draft. Sheil looking to defend his title, trying to become a 3-time champion in the Al.
The last thing you want to hear while listening to your favorite podcast, Birds with Friends, is another gimmicky ad. NJM feels the same way. It's why they have provided award-winning service without the use of mascots or repetitive jingles for over 100 years, unlike just about everyone else. Instead of the gimmicks, they focus on what's important, what they can do for you. When you apply for an auto, home, or renter's policy, NJM will work to ensure you get the coverage that's right for you. That must be the award-winning customer service they're known for. And when you switch to NJM, you could save up to 20% on your auto insurance. I think I know what I'm going to do when this episode's over. Probably going to be late, but they'll be open. It's NJM, baby. No jingles or mascots. NJM, just great insurance. New Jersey Morris's NJM. Visit njm.com/podcast for a quote to see how much you could save on your auto insurance. All right, guys and girls or others, man to man. But, this doesn't have to be man to man. This could be for the man in your life. It could be for whoever you want it to be for. But whoever it's for, you need to know that I care about you. I want you to feel confident and to prioritize your health, your relationships, and your sense of well-being. If you are ready to do that for yourself, it's time to start with Roman. Roman offers a discreet process from start to finish. Prescription and over-the-counter treatments are available. It's fast, free shipping, so you don't have to wait to start fighting hair loss. Science-backed treatments that are proven to help slow or stop hair loss, and in some cases, even regrow hair. Listen, you could go one of two ways. You could pull the Sheil and just, cut the cord, go straight bald. It's worked out very well for him. He's a fetching man. Or, if you're not quite ready to make that jump, go to Get Roman. Go to GetRoman.com/BWF, which would be even better because if you're approved, you can treat your hair loss for as low as $20 a month. That's GetRoman.com/BWF.
All right. Welcome back to Birds with Friends. Exciting stuff. Jenna Berman in the chat, it looks like. So that's very exciting. She says Zach's on his game today. So let's go.
I would agree.
I'm a very proud older brother. Thank you, Jenna.
And Bo, when you do the Roman ads, keep my name out your
Keep
mouth.
my name out your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming. Okay. Let's get to the Al draft. Sheil, you are the defending champion, 2-time defending champion. That means you get to pick your draft slot. Do you want to go first, second, or third? This does snake.
Ooh, now there was controversy last time we did this and we made a trade. So I think it's only fair that whatever I pick, you guys are allowed to trade if you come to an agreement. Is that fair?
That's true. Yes. Now
All right,
let me
so-
also set up the rules while you think about that.
Okay.
This game is you get if you hit a pick, that's great. You get 3 points, and then on top of that, you get however many points for the round. This system, of course, designed by Denise to make sure that you can't just overflow potential first-round picks, but there is not too big of a bonus for a late-round pick. So, for instance, if you correctly predict someone the Eagles draft in the third round, that will be 6 points, 3 plus 3. Seventh round, 10 points, and on and on it goes. What do you think?
And
Sheil?
the first round's the same, because they have two first
Yes,
rounders.
15 and 18 will count the same. Yes.
Okay.
I am going to go second.
Second. That's what you chose last year. Worked out for you. Zach,
Oh,
actually,
why
you
do
know
you?
what?
Why would you remember that? The hell's the matter with you?
I listened back to that episode to see if there was something I was forgetting. So
Oh, God,
I didn't know if this draft was supposed to
Right,
snake or not, and apparently it is. So it does. So that's what I had to find out.
Time well spent.
Literally every draft we've ever done has snake. Just to be
That's not
clear.
true. There are other ones that don't snake, I think. But
All right.
nevertheless, I finished second last year, so I will pick what I want to do. I'm gonna go.
Oh, I thought I get to pick the order. Wait, right?
Okay.
Did I
Oh, yeah,
screw?
go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah, go
all
ahead.
right.
That's fine.
So I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
go second. I want Zach to go first, and I want Bo to go third. But of course, if you want to trade, you may trade.
I'm happy going first.
Oh,
Okay. I'm curious to see
yeah.
who you're gonna take first.
all right.
Okay.
Let me move this around so
So
I have
with-
Okay, go ahead.
With the first pick in the Al draft, I will go defensive tackle Georgia, Jordan Davis.
I thought you were gonna go Travis Jones.
Jordan Davis was number 1 on my board. I think that's a good pick.
Really? Why?
I think he is the most likely
Yeah,
first round pick for the Eagles.
Oh.
exactly.
You guys must have had an off the record today, where Howie told you who he was going to pick, and I wasn't.
Now, I actually
privy to
also
that.
have a separate take that I think there's a good chance Jordan Davis goes like 6th or something crazy, but that surprises people and is out of the Eagles range. I think I would bet the whatever the over under is. I would bet the earlier on whatever his line is in Vegas.
Well,
I
as
think it's
I've
14.5, actually.
as I've
Okay, I'll
written
bet the earlier.
a few times so far, the only reason he's in conversation at this point is because of the pass rushing question. If he was like an 8-sack guy, he'd be the number 1 pick in the draft.
It's a big
Because-
question.
Hey,
It's a big
for
question,
sure.
and
It's a
he's a big
very
guy.
big question. Yes.
All right,
see.
I'm up.
You're up.
Let's see. Oh, I
Last
know.
year, you led this off, I believe, by drafting Paulson Adebo in the first round.
I have a bit. I'm debating what to do. I'm trying to do a little game theory here and
Okay.
think about who you're going to want to take. And I think I don't want to overthink this. So, all right, I'm going to try to get the guy who I think you're going to take, who I have high on my board, and that is Shaboy. Carry on. Winfrey, defensive
interesting.
tackle,
Wow.
Oklahoma, 6'4",
That's tough.
290, lines up inside, young prospect, very good advanced stats, 35.25-inch arms. This could be
Very
what
long arms.
a day two, second or third round pick, right?
Second round pick, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an
pick.
interesting pick. Not high on my board,
Interesting.
but you have done something here where now, if the guy that I want them to draft, the guy that I'm most excited about gets drafted, you're taking away some happiness for me because it adds to your ledger. So
This is why I'm the
kind of
two-time
a
defending
dastardly
champ,
move.
my friend.
Yeah. Dastardly move.
Champ,
Okay.
not chap. I don't know why I
Last
said
year
I'm
he
the
had
two-time
Darren
defending
Hall
yeah,
champ.
as the second round pick, I recall, from San Diego State. Remember that one?
I mean, why is everyone remembering my picks from this stupid game last year? What is wrong with you? All right, go ahead.
People remember greatness. It's a compliment. Okay, I know who my first pick is going to be, and this is the player who I think if the Eagles are trading up to 11-12, I think it's going to be Zach's boy. I think Zach and I will be in the room where it happens when the stuff comes over the line that the Eagles have traded up.
Remember, we have to make 30 picks here.
Safety, Kyle Hamilton. I think Kyle Hamilton has a good chance to end up in Midnight Green.
Okay.
My second round pick, a bit at odds with that selection because it's a player of the same position. I think if the Eagles don't draft a safety in the first round, there is a player who Sheil loves. He's a Nittany Lion.
Mm-hmm.
He came in for an official pre-draft visit. He was a team captain. Checks all these boxes for the Eagles. Position of need, Jaquan Brisker is my second round pick.
High on my board. High on. Now, I think there's some confusion in the chat about what this game is. We are, if you join late, we are picking players who we think are most likely to land on the Eagles. However, you get more points for a later pick than you do a first round pick. So just to clarify that, if you're listening to this as a podcast, you're probably like, what the hell? That's terrible. Why are you repeating yourself? But this is how it goes. All right. So I'm up. I'm looking at the board here. Now I got to think about who Zach is going to take with the snake. There's a lot of game theory.
Interesting.
Here.
The two-time defending champ more worried about his competitors than just sticking to his own board.
No, you don't just stick to the board because you got to think about it here. Like I would have been better served to take Jaquan Brisker, who was high on my board. Then I could have come back and gotten the Perrion Winfrey. All right, I am going to go with the second spot. You know what? Well, no, I know. Well, he's not going to take him. All right, you know what? We'll go with I'm going to go with another Nittany Lion, defensive end, because I feel like Zach might have, wanted to take this guy. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but I will go with a little Arnold Ebiketie, Penn State defensive end here. This would be maybe if you trade back in the first, maybe if you're up there in the second, that area is probably where you're going to get an Ebiketie.
So last year, if my memory serves, only two of the players that we picked in this game were actually picked by the Eagles.
That's correct.
So
I will say this though, Zach, for people who don't subscribe yet to The Athletic, I was actually looking at this. Our 7-round mocks, we'll each put one out together in one story on Thursday. If you look at the last 2 years, I believe as a group, we have hit on 5 or 6 of the Eagles picks. We hit on, Bo, you and I both had Jalen Reagor, I believe. I had a Kayvon Wallace. I had a Jack Driscoll. ZB, you had a Davion Taylor, I want to say.
I did.
And did you have a Devontae Smith?
I had Devontae Smith last year.
I think I also had Devontae Smith.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. I feel like 5 to 6 correct people in 2 years. All right, go ahead.
Well, so the reason I said that is because even though first round picks yield the fewest points here, it's probably the best strategy because you want to get points. So you
want to make sure that somebody hits one of the first round picks.
Yeah,
sure.
so I'm going to
no risk it, no biscuit.
So I'm going to flood the zone
Tentacles chimes in that Bo looks like he just got robbed at the local Wawa.
And Wenzel says this is his first live show in a few weeks, and Sheil looks like he aged a decade.
So I'm on all cylinders here.
Going great.
So I'm going Jameson Williams.
Okay.
Okay, with one of my picks here, and I'm going
Okay.
with Jameson Williams' former college teammate Chris Olave, who Daniel Jeremiah, Sheil's boy, said.
You think Olave is more likely than Garrett Wilson?
I do, because I think Olave is a more likely option at 18, and thank you, Rohit. Is it Rohit or Rohit? Thank you, nonetheless.
He says Zach looks amazing, though. We have to, for our audio listeners, Zach.
So
I think the audio listeners are like well aware that Zach is looking good, while the rest, while Sheil and I are looking like bums on the street.
Hey,
so
keep my name
yeah.
at your mouth.
So I like Garrett Wilson more. I think Garrett Wilson has a chance of going before 15. I don't think the Eagles are trading up for Garrett Wilson. And I think there's a chance Garrett Wilson. I think there's a chance Chris Olave's there at 18 if the first rounder is a defensive player. I'm sorry, if the first pick is a defensive player.
I feel like the Eagles are not going to. There's like a lot of buzz that they love Jameson Williams. That might be true. I just feel like they are unlikely to be like the team who's highest on him and most willing to draft a receiver that high. I think it's a fine pick because he's a
Why
good
do you
option
think-
at 15.
It's a fine pick. I just think there's no way the Eagles are going to draft it.
Why don't
It's
you
a
think the
game
Eagles would be
theory.
interested?
It's a
in
good
him?
pick.
Yeah.
It's not that I just like, I believe to a certain extent that they don't want to draft a wide receiver with that first pick.
I don't
I
know.
think the
about
board
that.
might fall that way, but I think that is not their is not their preference.
But the one storyline that I'm going to pour water on, or I shouldn't say pour water on, but I'm gonna poo here. And I understand everyone has a job to do. I'm not going to. But
Where's this guy go?
what's
It's
that?
like
Poo poo.
Oh, sorry. Is this idea that like the
We got
Eagles
a lot
are
of show left.
sorry. These reports, and I'm not picking any one out because there's been like multiple reports that the Eagles are active working the phones right now. And I just want to tell you, Howie Roseman has made draft day trades in the first round 6 times. And that doesn't even include the times he's traded the pick ahead of time or traded for a first rounder ahead of time. I used this anecdote before. In 2013, when the Eagles didn't have a 6th round pick, Howie said he needed to go for a walk outside to keep himself from trading. A bigger story would be is if Howie's like the teams. No, we are drafting 15 and 18. Don't call us. This is where we're drafting. Of course, the Eagles are on the phone. The Eagles are always on the phone. So yes, I can tell you the Eagles are interested in trading up. The Eagles are interested in trading down. That's my
love how
prediction.
mad
I
this
don't
makes
want
Zach
to blow
every
up your
year.
spot here, but can I tell you something?
Yes.
In the course of me listening to last year's pre-draft episode, you
I
made
said
the
pre-
exact same point.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
remember him
okay.
being mad about this before.
Sorry. Okay.
Fair. It's
All right.
good. It
Yes.
grinds your gears. We know now for sure that this is something that bothers you.
All right. Sometimes you just gotta shake some things up. I'm up, right?
You are up, and I believe somebody said, hold on, I look like I sell soft pretzels outside the link. Isn't that bad?
Okay.
I want to take
know
back
that.
bums on the street. That was not a good thing to say. I should have said that we look like the people from the Denver Broncos who were interviewing Brian Flores.
There's no we. I know I certainly wouldn't be somebody in position to interview Brian Flores. So maybe you would be, but I would not be. All right. Listen, I know that you're probably not going to take him, but this is the top guy on my board because I feel like the fit is there, and I feel like this could be a later round pick, and so I am going with Pittsburgh cornerback.
Oh,
Damari
Very high on Zach's
Mathis.
board.
you
5'11", 196, 2-year starter Damari Mathis ran a 4.39. Physical, aggressive, competitive, defensive pass interference penalties, out the ears. They can fix that. Johnny Gans can fix that. He's a DB's coach. So this is a guy who I feel like I could see a nice alignment between when they might be picking, to Bo's thought, when he was dumping cold water on the wide receiver thing, I could see this being a player the Eagles like more than maybe other teams do. And so I am going with Damari Mathis. I'll be honest, I thought about taking this guy second overall, but I thought I could last.
I mean, you probably don't. Yeah, you don't remember this, Sheil, but at the end of the last episode, Zach, at the end of the last episode, Zach said, just a little preview for you guys. Damari Mathis is a guy who I've got my eye on for the Eagles in the third round. Yeah.
All right. So I read the board beautifully there.
You did. I will take another cornerback, and I think this is an option for the Eagles if they do move back from 18. A player with some injury questions, but high upside. Starting caliber outside corner, came in for a pre-draft visit. I'm taking Andrew Booth from Clemson. He's got the length. He doesn't have short arms like some of these other jabrones. He is my pick in the third round.
Okay.
And with my second pick, I'm going to take another player who this would be a second round option for the Eagles. Another player they brought in for a pre-draft visit. What do the Eagles like? They like guys who are fast on defense. They like guys now we know who they want to build that Alabama program. They want those guys who know what they've been doing with Nicky Saban. They want guys who have played a lot. This is a 3-year starter, comes out as a true junior. Christian Harris.
From Alabama, come on. High on my list. Round. I like that one. That's a good one. He should have been off the board a little bit earlier. I can see that match for sure.
That feels like a very, they stay there. That feels like a very possible pick.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be a nice pick, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice linebacker, maybe next leader of your defense type guy. All right.
That would be the hope.
Okay, that was good. All right, I'm looking at my board here. Kind of like him. You know what? I'll just play into it. ZB wants to make him my boy. I'll make him my boy and go a little Travis Jones, defensive tackle out of UConn. The player ZB thinks is Garbanzo Beans. I think he's a good player. I think he'll be there on day 2 of the draft. I believe they had him in, right, reportedly for a pre-draft visit, if I'm not mistaken. No,
fitting him for his gold jacket, maybe. I'm not sure, but
yeah. I hope they pick him. I'm going to send all these clips to him, motivate this guy before week 1. What did Travis Jones do to CJ?
Just this
unbelievable.
This idea that Travis Jones is like, well, if you're interested in Jordan Davis, you should be interested in Travis Jones. Jordan Davis was the Lombardi Trophy winner, the best defensive player. He was on the national champions. Travis Jones was on maybe the worst college football team I saw last year. Like,
how dare
UConn
you?
Was
horrible.
How dare you?
What did you used to tell me, ZB, about
Don't scout the helmet?
You had a good thing about the credential. It's the name on the front of the credential, not the back or something, and we're just starting Birds 24/7. I remember you had a very nice line, nice encouraging line. Listen, not all of us were writing for the Inquirer, the big Georgia program. Some of us had to start up with Birds 24/7, the UConns of the world. And we had to, make our way through. So we didn't get recruited by the Georgias, but listen, we can still play ball. This has the Wolf connection as well. UConn.
Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about here? An up and coming.
Nothing against their women's hockey team. Nothing against their women's hockey team. If you watch their football team last year,
I take it as offense, and I'm sure that my sister will as well.
So I'm up here, and I'm sorry to Travis Jones. Look, nothing wrong with you, Travis Jones. I was just like egging Sheil a bit there. So I'm going with someone who I don't quite love the fit for the Eagles, but they had him in for a top 30. I love the player. He's in the superlatives piece that Bo and I wrote for tomorrow, and he's someone who in the 3rd round or the 4th round, if he's on the board, the Eagles should think about him and not think about how he fits in the defense, just try to get him here. And that's Marcus Jones from Houston. Marcus Jones he won the award last year for the most versatile player in college football. Had 2 kickoff return touchdowns, 2 punt return touchdowns. Was a consensus all American. Is the reason I said not an ideal fit is he projects as a slot in the NFL, and Avonte Maddox is kind of entrenched there. I would still, you can't have enough good football players on your team. He's a good football player.
And the Eagles could use some return juice. I think that's a good pick. He was in my top 10.
Yes. And then I am going to I'm going to go for a day 3 running back here, and I'm going to go with someone who I know Bo likes, and Dane has him in his mock draft to the Eagles, and that is Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce, who tough runner, low volume runner. So he can fit in your rotation day 1. He can help in the passing game. And I think he's someone who's going to be a better pro than he was college player.
Do you have any opinions on these day 3 running backs, Sheil? Paying any
No.
attention to these guys? Okay.
No, I
Zach?
like Pierce from watching him during the college football season, but that's it.
Well, Zach, you and I have some stuff in the superlatives piece, but I did my banging through the rest of the running backs last night. A couple guys really popped for me. I like some of those guys. Okay,
Or you're not going
Check
to
out that
mention
piece
them
tomorrow. You want to mention
it's
it?
in the piece. It's in the piece tomorrow.
Okay. All right. All right. I will go with my next pick. I'm debating between a couple guys here. I think I will go with this one. I am going to go with USC edge defender, Derek Jackson. We talked
Use
about
that
him
for me.
last time. 6'3", 273, 21 years old. I think Fran Duffy compared him to a little Jason Pierre-Paul. Physically gifted, not a finished product. I think he would make some sense for the Eagles.
I think so too. It feels potentially unlikely that they'll be able to. I don't know if it's unlikely, but like if you don't love a Karlaftis, if you don't come out of the first round with an edge, I think Drake Jackson makes a lot of sense for the Eagles. He's got high upside. He doesn't have to be counted on right away. You can let him build. Seems like I think that would be a good pick. All right, I feel good about this next pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, another cornerback, another player from a program that made it to the playoffs this year. Talking about a first-team All-American. He was a two-time team captain for this program, a program that the Eagles have been fond of in the past. And in my mind's eye, I can picture so very clearly Howie Roseman coming to the podium and saying, "We couldn't let Kobe Bryant get out of Philly again."
That is the
Kobe
line he
Bryant.
would use.
From Cincinnati. I feel very good about that, and I feel like Howie. I feel like for Howie, Ty is going to go to the Kobe Bryant joke.
All right. Who else you got?
My next pick is a player we've talked about.
Good
I
thing
think-
we're each doing 10. It feels like we're
Yeah,
just getting started
good.
here. So yeah.
We're halfway through. This is the start of round 6. I'm taking a player we've talked about before. I think that the Eagles might view him as the type of receiver they would like to complement Devontae Smith with, give them a little bit open field, yak juice, potentially a trade down from 18, or even at 18, I'm taking Treylon Burks from Arkansas.
Okay. I feel like he's sort of become the forgotten man here among the wide receivers. We'll see where he ends up going. All right. I'm going to go with another defensive end. I would call this guy like a poor man's Nick Benito, I would say. And that would be D'Angelo Malone, the edge defender from Western Kentucky. A lot of 50. Who starts 53 games in college? I mean, how long
He was there
were you
5
there?
years. Yeah.
Jeez, my friend, 53 games, played in 62, turns 23 in July. So Bo will like him there. Very good athletic testing, great athlete, some pass rush juice. And I believe he was in for a visit? Did I read that or no?
He was.
Okay, he was in
Yes.
for a visit. So that's where I got him. Otherwise, there's no chance I would have picked him.
So again, I'm leaning probably a little too much toward guys that I like here, but also they're players who I think would make sense for the Eagles. I know the Eagles are looking at tight ends. I don't love this tight end draft class, but or let's say Nick Sirianni places a call to Matt Campbell or places a call to Tom Manning and says, "Tell me about Charlie Kolar." And Charlie Kolar, he's big frame, 6'6", 250 plus, was a really productive player. This was a great stat from the Beast. Over 75% of his catches went for first downs or touchdowns at Iowa State, and he won the Campbell Award for like academics and athletics. If you remember, Jack Driscoll was also a candidate for that award as well.
Sheil remembers that, of course.
Smart guy, both his parents
mocked Jack Driscoll, yes.
Yeah, both his parents college professors. I think third round might be a bit too early there, but if they can,
college professors,
yeah,
what is going on here?
If they can land him in the fourth round, I think that's good value. So I'm going Charlie Kolar. My other one, I won't go as long here, but I thought Bo Wolf put it well when he called him the Davion Taylor with football experience. Okay. And that's Channing Tindall from Georgia. You get that Georgia pedigree. And
you like a Tindall?
I think they might. Yeah.
I think you were going for a trade space linebacker, something to keep in mind for Eagles fans. This idea that like linebackers a need, they have their starters set, right? TJ Edwards is going to start and Kaiser White's going to start for them. Both those guys are free agents at the end of this year. So right. I think this is one of those where they're thinking about, 2023 and the depth chart beyond 2022.
I mean, those guys could easily be supplanted as starters though, right away. If you have a solid rookie.
Yeah. Sure. I agree with that, but I don't think they say like, we need to get our starting linebacker in this draft, whereas they might need to get their starting safety in this draft.
Well, yeah, they never say that, and then we end up watching a bunch of garbanzo beans there, and everybody complains for an entire season. So, all right,
good call in the chat by Jake that I believe he believes I had Quez Watkins in this draft before, which I think is right.
Settle down, okay. Settle down there. All right. I mean, bragging about your losses in this game. Give me a break.
Oh, it's more about building us all up. Rising tide.
I don't believe in that. All right. I'm looking at my next pick here. Ooh, kind of like him. Who's Bo most likely to take here when he snakes around? That's how I got to think about this. Do I want to go for the home runs with these late round picks I got circled? I want to take a shot. They were having a little run on first rounders, but they didn't get everybody there who could be taken in the first round. I could grab one of these guys here. I think I'm going to actually go with Bo's boy here. Speaking of linebackers with traits, and I will go. He might have already been taken. I haven't been paying attention, but Quay Walker, has he been taken or no?
No.
The previous episode we talked about him. Okay. Quay Walker, long, athletic, physical, tough. I don't know. Just draft everybody from Georgia.
I think, yeah. Well, I think they might do that. I think this might be like this year's version of the Alabama guys. I could see Quay Walker as even, I don't think it's crazy to think that they could take him at like 28 if they trade back. And, then you check the first round linebacker box.
Okay.
That
would surprise me.
I will go first with mid-round corner, Alabama's Jalen Armour-Davis, sticking with Alabama. Started as a junior last year. I don't understand why he's not rated a little bit higher. I mean, he's got size and speed, and he played well. Seems to me like he should be more of a second round pick than a third round pick, but doesn't seem to be where he's going to go. And then I'm gonna take my swing to keep me alive in round 6 and 7 when we're all trying to chase Sheil and we're.
Bo, your mic just went out. Okay, you're back. All we heard was you're trying to chase Sheil. I thought that was an apt time for it to cut out, but we didn't hear what you said after that.
That's right. I'm taking a shot on a late round guy who will give me a chance, at least if Sheil's winning, that I can hope for to be drafted in the 6th or 7th round. And that is undersized tweener linebacker from Kansas, Kyron Johnson, who was demolishing Trevor Penning at the Senior Bowl in my mind, and could potentially be a backup Sam special teamer.
Okay. I'm up here, huh? You just said 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, I'm struggling here. I don't know who to go with. Do I go with the names I know, or do I go with the names I wrote down at the last second, thinking maybe they would be later pick options? Which of these guys to me scream potential Eagle? Maybe I'll play up the old Nittany Lion bias for me, and we'll go with Tariq Castro Fields. 6'1", ran 4.38, more of a zone corner, which obviously fits their scheme. When's he gonna get drafted? Mid rounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
3rd, 4th, I think.
All right. Tariq Castro Fields.
Okay.
Sheil, do
last
you know where
snake,
Denard
Zach.
Wilson? No, I'm sorry, Sheil. Do you know where Denard Wilson went to high school?
No, I don't know where anybody went to high school. I don't know where you two went to high school, and that's not going to change for as long as this podcast continues.
Bo, do you know where Denard Wilson went to high school?
I know where you went to high school, Germantown Academy.
That's where I went to high school. Correct.
All right.
Bo, do you know where Denard Wilson went to high school?
I believe he went to the same high school as the person you're about to draft.
There you go. He went to DeMatha. Okay, so the Eagles defensive backs coach. He's plugged into the DeMatha program, and
I love your justifications. It's like this guy knew this guy's dad's neighbor's mechanic in 1989. So if he needs to know anything about this guy, he can just give him a call, and they will get the inside scoop. All right, sorry, continue.
Sorry, do you know where Denard Wilson went to college?
No, Zach.
Sadly, not Maryland.
He did go to Maryland. Denard Wilson.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Wilson, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Denard Wilson went to Maryland. So here you go. You got the defensive backs coach who went to DeMatha, who went to Maryland. What about a safety? Can I interest you in a 20-year-old safety who runs a sub 4.40, who was a 3-year starter at Maryland, Nick Cross?
Yes,
Nick
on my
Cross.
list.
I'm all for Nick Cross.
Yeah, so Nick Cross fits I think the way the Eagles play. Sheil wants range in the secondary. Nick Cross brings you range. Bo loves the age. Here you got a 20-year-old safety. I'm going Nick Cross here. And then look, I listened to what Howie Roseman said the other day, and when I heard Howie Roseman talking, when I asked him the question about the injured players, and he was talking about the difference between the Sidney Jones injury and the Landon Dickerson injury, and I hear that, and I'm thinking, you know what? They're more apt to take Jamison Williams than David Ajabo. But Howie Roseman might also be doing some misdirection here. And at some point, the value might be too good because I know that they really liked David Ajabo before the injury. And at some point, you know, it's easy to say you have a surplus of picks, swing for the fences. David Ajabo.
Okay.
Sheil, your penultimate pick.
My penultimate pick. All right, let's see. I did jot down a couple of these names like seconds before we started, so I guess I should probably pick one of them. Let's go with all these safeties. I mean, how many safeties can be in one draft? Really? Are you looking at a safety, Bo, with one of your picks?
I feel like I am a little bit over-indexed on safeties, but there's one who I'm considering. I will probably not take a safety.
No, I haven't. I don't think I've picked anybody who could go in the first round here. So should I take one of these guys? I mean, we still got a Thibodeau, we got a Stingley,
first rounders left on the board.
Karlaftis, we got a Dax Hill still on the board. I could go with that guy kind of caught my attention before. We've gone a little light on offensive linemen. All right, I'm going to go with another offensive, well, not another offensive lineman, but this is a guy who would go earlier. This would be probably a second round pick, I believe. And that would be Kenyon Green, guard from Texas A&M, 17 starts at guard, at left guard, 15 at right guard, 2 at right tackle, 1 at left tackle. ZB would probably tell us once he gets coached up by Jeff Stoutland, he could play all those at once in a single game if he needs to. 21 years old, did not allow a sack over the last 2 seasons. Not great athletic testing. I think kind of average athletic testing, although I think they've taken some flyers on guys who have not had great athletic testing in the past. Already regretting that pick. Terrible pick, Kenyon Green.
All right. It feels like we haven't scratched off all of the realistic first round possibilities. I don't feel great about this pick. I don't think they're going to draft him. But I want to make sure that somebody covers him in case it happens. So I'm going to take George Karlaftis here. I think if they stay at 18, he's a possibility. We know how much they need defensive end help long term. Not Sheil's favorite type of player, but that's okay. Now, there's a lot of options I have here. You've said that. You don't like an overpowering type of
that's
rusher.
true.
You want to lay out
I like a bendy.
Yeah. I'm going to just throw out some names, and you guys can take them later if you want. I'm thinking about an Alec Pierce with this pick. I'm thinking about an Otito Ogbanaya. I'm thinking about a Lewis Seen. I'm thinking about a Dylan Parham. I'm thinking about a Jahan Dotson. But I'm going to throw caution to the wind here. My final pick. Give me the punt god. Give me Howie Roseman looking to make a splash for the punter with the Gunter. I don't know. Matt Araiza from San Diego State, 4th round pick for the Eagles. Dane mocked it. Let's keep the Puntalytics guys on the hook. I'm taking Matt Araiza.
Okay. I have been thinking about a Lewis Seen for about 5 picks here, but I've just been, I feel like loading up a little bit on the day 2 guys. I don't know. Maybe that's a good move. Maybe that's a bad move. Should I keep it going or should I not keep it going? I guess Seen could potentially be an end of the first round type guy, right? He could go if they trade back a little bit. Maybe that trade with the Chiefs that I thought about, and then they take a Lewis Seen at the end of the first round. But I mean, I could name a guy and you could tell me he's no longer draft eligible. I mean, I really wrote these guys down late. All right, I'm going to take a flyer. Tell me if this guy, if you know anything about him, maybe we've had a segment on him already. I am going to go with Florida Atlantic's Zion Gilbert. Does this ring a bell to anybody, a Zion Gilbert?
Yeah, he's a human.
Okay. 6 foot, 193, played safety and corner. Dane has him as a priority free agent. So if they like him and they sneak him in there in the 7th round, you guys are feeling good. All your picks have hit. And then all of a sudden, the Eagles' last pick in the 7th round, they go, Zion Gilbert, Florida Atlantic. Defensive back, Howie Roseman comes to the podium. This guy's got tools in his body you would not believe. Jimmy Kempski comes out 20 minutes later with a great animation of him literally having tools in his body. It sets Twitter on fire. This guy becomes a fan favorite. He's out there at OTAs chasing people down, and Zion Gilbert becomes a cult hero in Philadelphia. No one's excited.
I like it.
Okay,
I give you credit, and this is gonna be on my mind tonight because I felt a little confident over the weekend, and I told I told my wife, my father-in-law, you can name 300 players, and I can give you something on these guys, right? I did not have Zion Gilbert ready to go, so you stumped me there.
Cousin of Travis Jones, by the way. Zion Gilbert.
You're invited to the family reunion.
I can't believe you didn't take Benito.
I don't know that. I love a Benito, but I don't know that the Eagles are going to love a Benito.
By the way, Sheil, how do you feel about us going head to head with the ESPN mock draft right now?
Good. We started at 7. Now you just made a mistake of telling everyone they can tune in now. We're winding down, and the game has reached
and explaining what you're looking to the side for.
No, I'm looking at my monitor to make sure I pronounce Zion Gilbert correctly.
I just saw Jordan Renan on my screen. All right, so I'm up for the last one here. Quick 20-second funny. I don't know if it's a funny story, but it shows you the way this draft kind of goes sometimes. Is a few weeks ago we're required to do a mock draft. Our editors say we're required to do one, so I go to a few draft simulators to figure out kind of where the guys are going, and I go with Cam Jurgens in the 5th round for the Eagles, and I'm thinking this is an Eagles kind of offensive lineman, right? The profile makes sense, and then Dane's mock comes out. Dane's like his 7th round mock comes out a few days later, and he's got Cam Jurgens in the 2nd round, and I'm like, oh, I got to redo this. I don't know if Cam Jurgens goes in the 2nd round, but certainly higher than the 5th round.
Shot at Dane.
No. I'm saying, like, I don't know if the Eagles are going to take him at 51.
Cam Jurgens.
I don't know if the Eagles take him at 51. Maybe they do. But I'm going to go
Travis Jones, Cam Jurgens.
No.
I mean, I know we're approaching the draft, but if you put out like the all hate Z-Worm team, I would absolutely be interested in reading that.
My point being, Cam Jurgens fits, I think, what the Eagles would like for a center. I don't think center needs to be the highest priority for them, but he makes a lot of sense as someone who I could see the Eagles targeting. So I will hedge my bet, and I'll go Cam Jurgens here.
All right. Cam Jurgens, Zach's team, Jordan Davis.
Hold
Jameson
on. Here
Williams.
are the guys who I left on the cutting room floor. Tell me if you were thinking about any of these. Lewis Seen, we mentioned. Brian Cook. Did anyone think about taking a Brian Cook?
Yeah, I thought about it, but
I didn't take him, right?
Didn't.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. How about a Tyson Anderson from Toledo? No?
Small school safety, not a good bet.
No one took Thibodeau. No one took Drake London. No one took Derek Stingley. How about a Cam Taylor Britt? No one took a Cam Taylor Britt?
Cam Taylor Britt was on my board, yeah.
Okay. Karlaftis you took. No one took a Dax Hill. ZB. You didn't think about going with a little Dax Hill?
I did, but I went on enough 1st round guys. I was trying to get some. I was trying to diversify.
Petre?
Nobody. Yep, Petre.
No one with a Petre.
Nobody
No one
took
with
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, Sky Moore, Kyler Gordon, Logan Hall. How about a Tyler Smith? I thought about taking a Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith on my board. I believe they had him in for a visit too, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Tulsa this year at all. I got to admit. So
no, I watched every snap of Tyler Smith. This
well,
guy can move his feet. He's
Sheil
a dancing bear. He's a dancing bear, this guy. Khair Elam. This is the all ZB list. We didn't get any of these guys. How about a Chad Muma? How did he stay on there? We took the other linebackers over at Chad Muma.
Yeah.
Calvin
Did you know
Austin?
Brian Asamoah has longer arms than Chad Muma, or has a longer wingspan than Chad Muma? Brian Asamoah is talked about as this like real small linebacker. He's got a 79-inch wingspan.
Okay.
Putting that out there.
Calvin Austin.
Unmoved by that.
You think Calvin Austin could be a little vertical threat or too much of a shorty beeman?
I like a Calvin Austin, but that reminds me of the guy who I would pitch as the official wide receiver of Birds with Friends. And that is Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky.
Okay.
Love and juice on Wan'Dale Robinson.
I know you like him. I know Coach Flynn likes him. I have not seen a snap of his, but I'm happy to go in blindly and watch him afterwards, and I can veto it if I don't like it.
Zach, are you in on Wan'Dale?
I do.
Would you like to watch the rest of the ESPN mock draft?
No.
Oh, is that what he's watching? Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I'm so if you recall,
go and we'll finish without you.
No, if you recall, I brought him up to I think Coach Flynn, right? Well, was it Deontay or Coach Flynn? I think I brought him up to Coach Flynn. I brought him up to Coach Flynn. I like him, but I actually think a guy who we can get behind. Well, I think we all like George Pickens as a non-first round guy, but
I don't know. There Bruce Feldman had a pretty good article where it seems like there are some legit character off field. Which listen, I generally, I have a line. But if it's just like weird off-field stuff, I'm in. I prefer that, but I don't know what it is exactly. So that might be risky.
So the day 2 receiver that I think is not getting enough love, and he's outstanding in Bo's buckets, is John Mechie. And Mechie is like he had 90+ catches at Alabama last year, tears his ACL in December, so same timetable as Landon Dickerson, and he's kind of getting forgotten here. If you're talking about someone who can play the slot, play the outside, Mechie makes a lot of sense. And he's Canadian too. So sign me up there.
He has a nice backstory.
But I'm not willing to get behind him as the official receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if Mechie goes to a good offense with a good quarterback that needs a slot receiver, I think you're going to be looking real smart, and he's going to be a monster. With the Eagles offense, I know we shouldn't be thinking short term. Yeah, I don't mind a Mechie. I like a Mechie, but sort of a tough slot receiver, averaged only 11.9 yards per reception. I think typically the official Birds with Friends wide receiver has had a little bit more juice than maybe a Mechie has.
Here's my Alec Pierce take. That semifinal game, that opening drive, Cincinnati moves the ball down the field, and I think it's the first or second and goal. Ritter tries to throw a little post to Pierce. It's not a great throw, but it's within his radius, and he doesn't catch it. And to me, that was it. I'm out on Alec Pierce. Biggest game, make a play, go and get it. I'm done.
Oh, I thought you were in on him there. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay, Matt Willetsko from North Dakota, another guy on my board. Long arms.
The pick I wish I had back was I wish I could have gone Cole Strange over Kenyon Green. I mean, that was terrible.
Looking for some Strange.
All right, so let's.
How about Zach Tom, Wake Forest?
Yeah,
an offensive tackle who can play center, like off the charts, intelligence.
Good athlete. Yeah.
Let's settle. I think we did this last year too. Let's settle on our official Birds with Friends wide receiver between now and day one, and then after the day one, we'll pick it before the draft begins, but we will reveal it during our big post-draft show Thursday night. I mean, we'll probably lead with that.
I'll do you one better. Zach and I are going to have a live room on the Athletic app at about noon on Thursday. Maybe we'll reveal it then, and then we can re-reveal it on the post-draft pod Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll be ready to, reveal by noon, but okay. All right.
Also,
are we done yet?
We need another break, and then we have Swooper. So
yeah, there's just one player I want to mention as well too. I got worried that Dane listed him as a free agent. He doesn't have a draftable grade from Dane, but did some research on this guy, and I like what I see. I was texting Bo about him today. Sorry, Marissa and Sheil on that. Christian.
Hey,
Benford.
wait a minute. Hold on. I mean, I'm fine being off the list for if you're talking, stuff that I'm not privy to, but a draft take, you're leaving me off we have a Birds with Friends thing right here, Phil.
Yeah.
It was about the article that you were not a part of.
Yeah. So we have a superlatives article, Bo and I, and there's a day 3 guy that you like, a wild card type player. And I always do as my own interest. I always try to find local guys. Right, this is a bad year for local prospects. And Christian Benford from Villanova. And I look him up, and I'm watching. I hadn't watched him play. I got to admit that I watch him on YouTube. I look at the numbers. I read some articles, and I'm really intrigued here. And so I thought I found a little find. And then Daniel Jeremiah's top 150 comes out. What was it today? I think either today or yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. On there.
And Christian Benford was on there. So pay attention to that. And by the way,
like Jeremiah dropping his 150, trying to compete with the name guide. It was a little bit of a shot at me. Not great.
And of course Andy Weidel from. The Eagles front office went to Villanova, so a little Villanova connection there as well.
So would Coach Flynn have recruited this guy?
Good
question.
Yeah, he's from the Maryland area.
Okay,
we'll throw that in. Christian Benford.
Marissa still paying attention. Yeah. Marissa nodded at the Maryland reference there.
I'm paying attention.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about our upcoming Swooper because Sheil's yet to submit his picks.
Yeah,
and Bo forgot how to play the game, and Bo submitted 4. So
instead of 3, yeah.
Why
don't you just give one of mine to Sheil? So Sheil,
we're kind of a mess right now with our
I don't want
upcoming
one of your
game.
Nonsense ones.
And we're now
we'll just take 2 from the chat instead. Okay, time for a break. We'll be back in a minute.
Keeping things fresh is the best way to stay motivated and keep from burning out on doing the same thing over and over. Well, guess what? Peloton is pushing you further with so much new, on the Peloton Bike and Peloton Bike Plus. New classes, new music, new ways to keep your workouts fun and motivating. You know what I've been doing recently, actually? I have been doing some of the Spanish language rides on my Peloton. I believe her name is Camilla, and it's great. I don't understand most of what she's saying, but I love the music, great beats, big time jams, and I'm picking up a little Spanish here and there. So I'm working on my mind, I'm working on my body. What could be better than that? Plus, they've also got other options like the boxing classes, the new artist series, more daily workout variety. That's what Peloton is all about. So visit onepeloton.com to learn more. That's ONEPELOTON.com. Let's say you're an NFL general manager. It's draft season. You know what that means. Long nights, grinding tape, up early to grind tape again. You know what you need to keep yourself going? You need some coffee. And you don't want this grocery store weak coffee, this stale bean, garbanzo bean nonsense. You want something that is curated for you, that is delicious, that hits all the notes that you want it to hit. That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the country's best craft roasters. These are independent businesses from big cities and small towns. Trade customers are truly impactful for these independent roasters, often being the largest source of new growth for them. So if you're John Lynch, if you're Les Snead, if you're Howie Roseman, if you are Joe Schoen, is that his name? Is that his name up in New York? Maybe. If you're one of those guys, you need a little pick-me-up. Trade Coffee. What are we talking about? We know you're listening to the show. Let's go. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/BWF. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/BWF and let Trade find you a coffee you'll love. That's drinktrade.com/BWF for $30 off. And don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up. A Trade subscription is the perfect gift for the coffee lovers in your life.
All right, back on Birds with Friends as we prepare to close this out with everybody's favorite game. We've got a Swooper Soarcasting with NFL draft predictions. If you are new to Swooper Soarcasting, Zach, Sheil, and I will all have 24 turkeys with which to bid. There will be 12 different items that have been put up for grabs, and if a thing that you win the bid for happens, you get a point. Whoever gets the most points wins. 3 of the suggestions have come from the chat, 3 each from Sheil, Zach, and me. There are no turkeys for Zach to hoard. These will not carry over. Use them or lose them, as it were. So
it's a big wrinkle
Marissa,
into the game.
It is a big wrinkle. So Marissa, with no wrinkles, why don't you start us off?
All right. Our first draft edition of second draft edition of Swooper Sorecasting goes with an offensive skill player does not go in the top 10.
No quarterback, no receiver.
No
No running back, nor tight end.
No tight end. All right. Good job, everyone.
1.
2.
Top 10 includes 10, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Includes 10. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. I'll go 3.
You might see something out in the next 24 hours that has that exact scenario.
It's very vague.
Zach,
Do I hear 4?
pulling the pants down on it.
Thank you,
Marissa wants
Keep
us to
this
roll.
moving. Thank you. I agree.
Marissa's got a flight in the morning.
Going
I don't
once.
really want this one.
Going twice. Sold to Bo for 3. All right. All right, let's spice this up a little bit.
Seriously.
Howie trades into the top 10.
2.
Spicy meatball. Okay.
3. Good point from the chat as Zach Zach says you might see something that comes out in the next couple days. Probably ESPN's mock draft that he's watching instead of listening to the show.
I see Rich Samini to the right of me, but I am not watching.
All right, where are we at?
Unless
3?
Rich Samini is in your room, let's
Yes,
keep him out
we're
of
at
the
3.
show.
4.
5. Putting my turkeys where my mouth is.
Going once. Going twice. Sold to Bo for 5.
Wow. 16 turkeys left.
Wow. Zach, you know you can't save your turkeys, right?
Well, I can save them to the end, though. That's the thing. I don't want to run out of them at the end. So
Okay,
I gotta-
just making sure you
All
heard
right.
the rules.
yeah, I can't
Okay.
carry them with me, but I want to be able to diversify my
Okay.
portfolio here. Yeah.
At least 3 quarterbacks go in the first round.
4.
There we go.
4. Wow. Big Sam Howell fan.
5.
I think Desmond Ritter goes in first round.
Hmm.
6.
Do I hear 7?
7.
I should have gone with the trading to the top 10. That was.
It is, you know
Um,
what, you forget with several months of no Swooper, just how much this game just eats away at Zach's soul. It's good to see.
You can have it.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so
7?
sold to
Is
Sheil
that-
for 6.
I have 7.
Oh, I thought it
He
was
sells
7.
Yeah,
Seven.
Okay, 7.
Yeah.
7. Okay.
I have 24
So
turkeys,
Shield's down
correct?
to 17.
I have 24
Correct.
turkeys. Okay.
Yes.
All right. The 76ers will be winning when the Eagles make their first pick. If the game has ended by the pick, the final score is the official score.
What time do they
I
start?
wish I had taken away my other one then, if there was already going to be a Sixers tie.
I knew there was going to be 2, but I just felt like
It's okay.
it's
Okay.
Swooper. We got to
Um,
make it
3.
fun.
So last year, Deniz tweeted this. Last year, the 15th overall pick was made at about like 10:15 p.m. ish, and the Sixers tip at 7. So if they stay at 15, it's likely the game will be over.
Okay.
3.
4.
5.
6.
6. Oh, you went 6?
Bo got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
7.
Wow. Going
8.
1.
Bo goes 8.
9.
Boy, those James Harden on-off splits must have really
9.
been
It's a
convincing.
50-50. 10.
11.
What? So you're 12.
12.
You can have it. But Sixers are 6.5 point favorites, right? So, I mean, it's not just 50-50. The odds are in the Sixers.
So keep going then.
But if I go 13, then I only have 9 turkeys left for the rest of the game here.
All right. So how many does
that's
Bo
the
have
game.
left now?
I have 4 left.
4 left, and we're through 4 questions, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have it. Yep.
All right.
You got a
All
good
right.
3.
That was an interesting one. See, I'm
That was a
glad I
good
did
one.
that one, Bo. Okay.
That was a good one.
Either broadcast, ESPN or NFL Network, shows Howie high five at least 3 people in the draft room.
All right, now high five. If
Oh,
he's
yeah. Now,
doing-
these have to be high fives, right?
so fist pounds don't count.
I agree.
Handshakes
Yeah,
don't
that's-
count. I mean,
agree.
how would you do a high five?
A high five is like a,
Open palm.
Fingers to the sky.
Oh,
Open
and it's got to
palm.
be
No.
high. It's got to be high. It's not a low five. It's got to be a high
yeah.
five.
Howie's a fist pounder, man. Howie's the fist pounder.
I mean, I think if fingers are pointed to the sky, that's going to count because you can't really, like even if he's medium, doing.
But if it turns into like an embrace, that's not a high five. It's got to be
that
just
wouldn't
the
be a high. I mean, if you're going to do the embrace, then you're going like this. You're going. That's a bro hug.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't count.
Okay.
And this is at any point over the course of the weekend. Not just round one?
Yeah.
Yes, it was not clarified.
All
Yes.
right.
Okay.
So, I guess tweet me if it happens and I miss it. I'm sure I will see it, but you know
One.
the drill at this point.
1.
I will say, I guess it doesn't all have to be at once. Just
Yeah, it doesn't
3
have to be at
people.
once. It's just accumulating.
So maybe
but-
one
No,
high
but
five a day.
it's within. Wait. Hold on. It's got to be within one clip, right? It's not
No.
over the cumulative.
Oh no,
over
I
the
thought
course
you
of
I
draft
thought you
weekend.
just said he
over the course
high-fived-
of the weekend. Yeah.
I just thought it meant it could be at any time over the course of draft weekend during one segment.
it's
High
they
fiving
won't.
those three
Yeah,
people.
he didn't say
clip.
one. It doesn't say one.
Wait, who is it? Is this from a chatter or from one of you guys?
This is from a chatter.
Yeah.
Let's get the chatter to clarify.
Okay.
They're still around.
Should we skip this one?
No, I mean they didn't clarify in there. It's written how
Yeah.
it's written.
I'm with
High
Sheil. It's written how
fives
it's
at
written.
least
Okay,
3
you know we
people
gotta
in
take
the
it. We
draft
gotta take
room.
it. We gotta take it how it's written. You're right.
Take it how it's written.
I
Okay.
feel like we should add to that, like a Tom Donahoe high five counts for all 3.
Mm,
It's just like the jackpot.
yeah. All right.
Someone
Over the course of draft weekend, 3 high fives.
Steve asks if open hand slap from Tom Donahoe counts.
I'd say yes, that counts.
No, I say no, just in case.
Yeah, I'm at 1. Is
All
anyone?
right, Zach's at 1.
Nah, I'm not bidding on this.
Yeah, no, I don't want this.
All right, give me it for 1.
All
take
right.
Zach, I hope that's the only one you win.
Jeez.
It won't be. I mean,
Was that the
It
fifth
will-
question, Marissa, or the fourth?
yes,
that was
fifth
the-
question.
5th. Yep.
That was
Okay.
the fifth. Okay, all right.
The Eagles draft a player who is the first player drafted at his position.
3.
Jeez, how did you process that so quickly?
4.
All right, so I guess the most likely here would probably be defensive tackle. Trayvon Walker, we're counting as an edge, right?
Yep, it could be.
Yep.
It could be Jordan Davis. It could be Kyle Hamilton. It could be a wide receiver.
That's
it
true
could be
safety.
it could be the punt god.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is, I was just thinking first round. Okay. So this is at some
As you
point
can
in the-
imagine, who wrote this question with this
Okay.
I like
sly
this question,
smile
yeah.
crept across his face.
It's like, I like this because you could be alive for a long time if they, with the specialists. What did you bid, Zach?
3.
I said 4.
Oh, you went 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going all in on the punt god, aren't you there?
Well, just trying to get one more thing here.
The sixth question.
5.
Okay. All right. You took him out of it. Do I want this one? What are the odds, Sheil? 5 first player. 6.
7.
Which ESPN beat writer's on now, Zach?
It's commercial. It's a Verizon commercial.
Do I hear 8?
Okay.
No. All right. Zach can have it.
Because if they bring on T-Mac, Sheil's got to go also.
I know. So I do have a quick question for Sheil. As an alum, what do you think of the virtual mock draft as opposed to congregating in Bristol?
Oh,
Were those-
they're not there?
No. Was it?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was
Was that a fun?
Listen, if
yeah,
Kuiper
you
can't
guys,
go, then
you
T-Mac can't
guys
go.
don't know much about building camaraderie from what I, heard during the season, but that's a nice camaraderie building event. Get them back over there.
Well, you go out in Bristol
Alright, so-
afterwards.
Yeah, you do it. So it's a whole, it's a summit. You do a day-long meeting, you do a little bowling, you break off into
okay.
smaller groups, get some drinks, some dinner. Yeah, meet with people.
Kuiper's not wearing a mask.
Okay, next.
So what did you get that for, Zach?
7.
7.
7?
And that was the sixth question, correct?
So you're down to 16. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. An NFC South team drafts a quarterback in the first round.
3.
4.
I'm out.
5.
6.
So you got the Saints, you got the Panthers, you got the Falcons,
And the Bucks.
you got the Bucks.
7.
8.
I have 16. Is that right?
Correct.
How many are left?
5 after this.
5.
You can have it.
All right. What did I get it for?
8, Sheil?
7.
No, he
right?
got it for 8. He got
I
it
thought
for
it
8.
was for 8, right?
Yeah.
You got it for 8.
Yeah, I think I bid 7 and he bid 8.
Yeah. So-
Chatters, confirm that because I don't remember
I
what
think
it
that's
was.
right.
Okay. I think it was 8.
Okay.
So Sheil's down to 9. Zach's at 16. I'm at 4. With 5 to go.
All right. Let's bring it back. Dougie P will be wearing a sport coat / blazer or suit jacket when they show him on TV in the draft room Thursday night.
Oh,
Clarification.
what a great
Only
one.
Thursday.
Thank you.
What a
Thank
great
you.
one.
Thank you.
2.
It's the number one overall. You got Dougie P on the to start the draft. That's fun.
All right. Chatters, confirm it was 8.
Okay. They rock.
2.
All right.
I said 2.
Oh,
Do I hear 3?
3.
4.
4.
I said 4. Are you behind?
Zach's in. Zach. Yeah, Zach got
You
that.
got it first. You got it
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
That was a little bit different. I was trying to get it in. You just beat me to the punch. Kudos to you.
5.
6.
Now hold on. He has to be wearing it, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
if
will
he's-
be
if he
wearing.
brings
yeah.
one, but you can see it
Yeah.
on the chair, but he's in the tie. That doesn't count.
Shad Khan has air conditioning. He's not wearing a tie. He's not wearing a tie. He's
Okay, but he's got the button down on.
Yes.
And you see that he brought
Yeah.
a jacket, but he's not wearing it.
What
One
are we
thing
at
does-
here? 6.
6.
You bid 6, Zach. All right.
Yes.
Oh baby, I do like this one.
It's a good one.
Nice to get a point right off the bat. You know, they show
That would
him
be
in there.
nice. Yeah, start the draft at the point.
7.
8.
Now, does this have to be?
How do you still have follow-up questions for this?
Well, is this all day long, or is this once the draft starts?
It says
is
Thursday night.
He will be shown wearing
When
a
they-
sport coat, blazer, or suit jacket when they show him on TV. At some point, when they show him on TV in the
Okay,
draft room Thursday night.
But they do the live look-ins starting at 6 p.m. and he might be wearing it then. This is only the draft, when the draft starts at 7.
when
or 8
the
p.m.,
official on your grid on your
Right.
channel grid,
When it
when
says
you
the
click
draft
on
has
that,
started,
yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I'm asking.
If they
6
if
o'clock
they,
doesn't count.
if
Yeah.
they go to Jacksonville at 7:30 a.m. and he's wearing a suit jacket while he's
That
eating a
doesn't count.
sausage, egg, and cheese, then that does not count.
Okay, thank you.
All right, where are we?
I have no,
No
idea.
idea.
I am at 8. I am at 8.
Zach's
You're
at
at
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, and
All right,
this
going once.
and we have 4 questions after this. Is that right?
Yes. So if
Going
you want to make this
twice.
your last thing.
All right, you can have it.
All
All
right,
right,
Zach's
sold
down
to
to 8.
Super. Okay. Personally, this is my favorite submission.
How many turkeys do we each have? Sorry, I have 9.
9 for you, 8 for Zach, 4 for me.
Ugh, I should have gotten that one. All
4
right.
left.
Okay, this is my favorite one. Somebody will jump into the water at the Bellagio,
I submitted this one.
which I was very surprised Zach submitted this one.
Yeah,
but it is my favorite.
Yeah, I mean.
Now again, we need clarification on the timeline here during
During the
Oh, wait,
draft.
and-
broadcast.
This is at any point.
Yeah, and by the way, this could be a fan as well. This is not just
Right,
a
but it
player.
has to be
Oh,
seen
you were
on the
thinking player.
broadcast, Or
I was thinking player. Yeah, I was thinking a player
Oh.
jumps in when they're drafted. But
I would say if it's a player, it's obviously going to be seen on the broadcast. If it's a fan, they probably won't show it. But if it's circulates on Twitter where I don't even have to search it and it's in my Twitter feed, it counts. It's
And-
viral enough to be in your Twitter feed. I think it counts.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's just shown somewhere. Okay. What about fall or fell? I think that counts. Sean's asking.
That
yeah.
counts. That counts.
Well,
yeah.
it does say jump though. I don't know. I mean,
Does
could
say
someone
jump.
just fall into the? I don't
It
know.
feels
the exact
unlikely.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I'll be there. Maybe I could do it. No, just kidding.
Yeah. M.
I'm just saying,
McDaniel
the winner of
says
this could pay off Marissa to jump into
that's
the water.
true. Or M. McDaniel
Never.
says his boy is going and he'll be lit, so he might just jump in. All right.
All right, who's starting the bidding?
And
Zach, are you
Tracer
still
says
with
that
us?
pool is about
Zach.
8 feet deep. You might watch a person die on live TV.
All right. Okay.
sorry, I had to respond to a text.
Yeah, he's getting a text from
Doug.
Trying to think of it from Brooke Pryor.
That's so random.
Say my hit's coming up.
No, actually,
Does anybody
McManus
want
just
this
drafted.
one, or is it the first one in history that no one actually
One.
bids on?
one.
You're going one. Okay.
No bid for me.
Yeah, I don't want this.
Sold to Zach for 1.
All right, 3 left.
Okay. The Packers or Chiefs or both will trade up in the first round and draft a wide receiver with their new pick. So the Chiefs are at 29 and 30, and the Packers are at 22 and 28.
The Packers have 12 picks. I'm sorry, the Chiefs have 12 picks.
3,
This draft. 4.
5.
Going once. Going twice. Sold
6.
to Sheil.
Oh.
He got it.
He got it.
All right, Sheil, you want to go 7?
How many after this? 2 or 3?
2.
2 more after this.
I will go 7. Yes.
All right. So that's yours. You've got
No,
2
Zach.
left.
We didn't ever hear it.
No,
going
Zach.
once.
Zach only has 7
I have
left.
7.
Zach
Oh.
only has 7
Oh,
left.
okay.
You've dormied him. And that means you are not going to get that is your last one, essentially. And Zach now has the opportunity with 7 left, and I have 4 left. He is going to get to choose whether he wants this one or the next one.
Okay. Sorry,
Marissa's laughing.
some thinking over here.
She's got to decide which one to do.
I know. Hold on, I can't. Okay, here it is. Howie Roseman opens up his press conference on Saturday with a reference to Sixers Raptors game 7. So this implies that they lose. So that's why this is interesting compared to the other one.
Opens his press conference, right? So these are the
So
first.
that means he does this before he answers a question. He says something like, all right, I'm going to get you guys out of here. I know you want to watch that game 7.
Okay. Now, I think we had a controversy with this before, where if he says something before he's at the podium, does it count?
Oh, I think that counts. Yes.
I think that counts.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have this. You can have this.
Now, that wouldn't be technically part of the press conference. I think that's what you argued last time, Bo.
I think it counts in this. It's far-fetched enough that I think it counts.
Oh.
I think once he's opening his press conference the second he walks into the door.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I mean, I guess I'll take it. I'll bid
You can't
2.
take your turkeys with you. So
This is how I ended up with JT Brewbreaker on my fantasy baseball team, by the way, is I had all this money left at the end of my auction and I needed pitchers. And all of a sudden,
Marissa, I wish you had saved this one for last just to see what Zach would have done, and his disappointment if he
I
had saved
was
it for
so
this.
close. I knew that Bo knew this was Bo's submission, so I knew Bo
Right.
knew this was left. And I really didn't want to do that to you, Zach, and just totally ruin your night. And I know you're not sleeping a lot this weekend anyway. So
I am not.
I knew that would have been a rough night for you. So, but now Bo gets both, kind of. So if there is
All
a
right.
game
So what
7,
does Zach get?
all right, Zach, your final one. If you would like to bid, there will be 3 or more wide receivers taken before Drake London.
2.
I'll
2.
go set 3. I'll take turkeys. I'll take turkeys with me.
All right. Zach, of course, gets turkeys left over.
Yes.
Okay. So Zach has, there will be 3 receivers at least taken before Drake London. Someone jumps into the water at the Bellagio. Doug is on TV wearing a blazer in the draft room after the draft begins. The Eagles draft the first player who was drafted at a position, and Howie Roseman is seen connecting on at least three high fives over the course of draft weekend on ESPN and NFL Network.
All right. I like
And he's
Zach
got
to
4
get.
And he's got 4
okay.
turkeys to carry over into the offseason.
I think Zach will have 2 to 3 correct there. I think it worked out well for you.
I think he did okay.
I think the position one's my highest probability of hitting.
Makes sense. That's the one you bid the most for. Actually, that's not true. The Doug Blazer is what you bid the most for.
Who's going to listen to this? There's an hour, 40 minutes. The draft is about to start in like 2 hours. I mean, this was terrible planning. All right, go ahead.
Sheil has at least 3 quarterbacks are drafted in the first round. An NFC South team drafts a quarterback in the first round, so he's all about the quarterbacks. And either the Chiefs or Packers or both trades up for a wide receiver in round 1.
Yeesh. So mine are all first. I'm winning or losing after day 1. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing. I have
For you, maybe.
no skill position player in the top 10. Howie trades into the top 10, so I got 2 top 10 things. The 76ers are winning or have won the game when the Eagles make their first pick. And then my only thing that is carrying over to the weekend is Howie Roseman references Sixers Game 7 on the way to his opening press conference or during his opening press conference. Not great.
It's okay.
What if I sent Doug a message?
Battle. I think it's
Doug's getting all these messages from people trying to get intel on who they're drafting number 1, and it's like, hey, Doug, do you mind keeping your blazer on through the traffic?
I think that'd be good.
He's like, sure. How's your baby? You're like, she just turned 4.
Yes.
What's the latest he's still going to be doing that? She's going to be like graduating college. Zach, how's the baby? It's like 20, 30.
She just got married yesterday, Doug. Yes.
And she's
good to have Doug back in the league. All right.
That'll do it for this marathon pre-draft episode of Birds with Friends. We will be with you throughout the draft. Presumably, you know that. Subscribe on The Athletic, theathletic.com/birdswithfriends. Lots of stuff that you can read there now and forthcoming. We will have a live room on the Athletic app at noon on Thursday, Zach and me. And then we've got you covered, Birds with Friends wise, each night of the draft. Very late nights coming up. Thursday night into Friday. Friday night into Saturday. Late Saturday night. Probably the punchiest pod of the year, potentially. Big draft for the Eagles. 2 first-round picks. Change the course of the franchise, potentially. We'll see what happens. So, for Marissa,
and remember, our official 7-round mocks final version for bragging rights will be on The Athletic Thursday morning from all 3 of us.
That's right. So for Sheil and Zach and Marissa, who's got an early flight, and Elijah and Michael, I'm Bo. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday. And as always, more than ever, we love you.